Okay, so now I'm gonna go back up here and I'm gonna put a GeoNode and I'm gonna call this for now Fire 1. I'm gonna delete the files up and now I'm gonna bring it with a dope import. Okay, so I'm gonna grab here so top network, and here I'm gonna go let me just rename quickly. I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna rename this like Fire. Okay, so I can just copy and paste and then here Fire. Okay, so preset, we're not gonna use any preset. Oh, let me see, maybe what is this? Oh, this one is going, no, not interesting. No. Okay, doesn't matter about presets. So let's go back here and I'm gonna put three different fields. So first one is gonna be density, but we're not gonna use it. The only reason I'm bringing it in now, just to save me time later, because I'm gonna just copy paste the setup. Okay, so if I'm gonna have density, I'm not gonna forget to bring it back, and I just have to turn it on. So next one is gonna be velocity, so vel, and here I'm gonna bring the heat. Okay, so now I'm gonna use a volume compress and I'm gonna keep the preset. Okay, values. Let me bring that up like this. So now I'm gonna go with a delete sub. I'm gonna delete here my velocities. So at name is equal to vel dot star. So delete selected primitive. So that's fine. Now I'm gonna copy paste this one and switch it to delete non-selected. So now I only have the velocity. Here I'm gonna go with volume resample, and I'm gonna go with value 0.45. Merge. We're going to merge those two back together. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up the preview cache, okay, just for the viewport. So I'm gonna go, hey, I'm gonna copy paste my daily 2, and instead of velocity I'm gonna put heat. So I'm gonna keep only my heat. Actually I could have copy paste this one at the same time, and I'm gonna make it even smaller. I'm gonna make it 0.3 for my heat field, okay, for the view. And now here I'm gonna go with file, plug it in. I'm gonna put it in write mode. Now I'm just gonna empty the field. I'm gonna fill it up later once I'm gonna set up the OTL, okay. So that's gonna be display. Then here I'm gonna go delete, and I'm gonna get rid of everything, okay, because I don't want to store anything in here. Okay, so that's fine. merge him back here. And finally, we're going to bring our points, okay? So I'm gonna just copy paste this one. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm gonna copy those two parameters and paste them as relative references. So if I change this one, it's gonna update the second one. Okay, and in this one, I'm gonna bring here particles. And this one, I'm gonna go like with fills. And I'm just gonna add only one here, and I'm gonna bring the geometry. So I'm just gonna bring my points. If I made a mouse, see, I have only I have my 100 points. Okay, so that's correct. So now I'm just gonna copy paste this one. Oops. Particles. Again, I'm gonna fill that up at the very end once we have that OTL set up at the top level, because we're never gonna have to go back in here to set those geometry files. It's gonna do it once for us at the very top level, and then it's gonna update it per layer. Okay, so now here I'm gonna add finally a null and call this one out. Okay, so now here I'm good. Okay, so that's my setup. That's gonna be ready to be simmed. So just here I'm gonna add straight now a ROP network. And I'm gonna go in here. No, that's fine. Now I'm gonna put here geometry node. I'm gonna call this one fire 1 subpath. I'm gonna go up and go to fire 1 out, and it doesn't let me to grab it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in there manually. So no, yeah, fire 1 and out like this. And I'm just gonna turn on create intermediate directories, and everything else. Right, I'm going to one thing. Frame range I'm going to change, and I just want to go back here, create intermediate directories, turn this one on as well right here. Okay, on the both file subs, just to make sure if the folder doesn't exist, it's going to create it instead of erroring. And this as well will be set a little bit later once we set up the OTL. So that's going to be actually the next thing we're going to do. We're going to already create an OTL from all this, and like this it's going to help us to set those caches, and then we're going to create the other 2 fire layers. And once we're done with this, we're going to create the other elements. Okay.